Hi, this is Slimedog.
And Topo.
And today we're playing the Dungeons of Naheulbeuk, Amulet of Chaos, on the PS4. 5, but really 4. It's a PS4 game.
It's a PS4 game. That's the wicked slow load times.
It does have some fearsome load time. Yeah, this is one we've actually been playing for quite a while. It's a lot of fun, and we're having a good time with it. We just cleared the main game and the DLC, and we thought we'd go back to a particular point in the story and kind of pick up and start playing from there.
The gist is you start with a party of adventurers. They're not exactly the most adept adventurers, but, you know, they're fun. And then at some point along the way, you sort of help out 3 other characters.
Optional party members.
And there comes a point where you get to choose which of the 3 will join your party. At that point, we went ahead and split our save so that we could try out the one and see how we liked her. And we did. Stuck with the Paladin. Your other option is the Minstrel, who was just there on that load screen.
So we've got to do this. Load. And then...
Find Slimedog.
Yeah, okay. There, and then... Here, this one. All the way down here.
Vampires is the other
DLC.
Part that splits. You get to choose vampires or necromancers. And on that one, we ended up choosing vampires.
We did, yeah.
And we may do it again through because we missed a quest thing in that one. And it's relatively short, though pretty challenging DLC. I like it.
The DLC itself was short. The game itself is quite long. We've probably spent, what, 70 hours on this so far?
Probably, yeah.
We put a lot of time into it. And it's a really fun turn-based tactical RPG, but the characters are kind of the real joy of it. They're a bunch of like goofy, inept RPG tropes, and they make a lot of fun of like movies and games and everything else. They're kind of on the nose. Like it's really kind of like the barbarian is exactly Conan and the ogre is exactly Shrek, but at the same time. They've got a lot of fun.
But it's really fun. Yeah, the dwarfs, as you would guess, dwarf.
Did we save here? Where are we?
Where are you?
I saved, this is the Slimedog slot. This should have been the last one before we split it. Well, you know what? I guess we're just playing it this way for now.
You'll see the fight here, and then... And then after this, I guess you didn't save it before you went to the...
That must be it.
Went to the bar. When you go upstairs to the bar, you'll see... After we finish this fight, you'll see it.
Wow, look how low level everyone is. Like, at this point, we've been playing with capped characters for so long, it's kind of hard to...
Oh my gosh, 58 is your birthday.
I know, right? What are we going to do with that?
Are you going to buff it?
Chaos
I
shall
did.
rule.
The barbarian is not the crazy killing machine he once was. He's got 1 attack. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but there's only 4 mobs, and it's not exactly...
Well, I hope so, because I've got, like, no heals either. All I have is his 1-hit multiple guys attack.
It works.
Oh.
He's still...
Yeah, the barbarian's sort of your, like, high damage attack nuke guy. Look at that. 12 to 18 damage when I hit with this.
Oh my gosh.
That is adorable. I'm going to try to knock him over, but, like, no guarantees here. Oh, yeah, it did, because apparently they're as horrible as we are right now.
There you go.
Okay, and then the ogre...
Oh my gosh, you don't have any of your fun moves either.
I know, it's really quite painful.
It's hilarious.
Oh, faced the wrong way, but that's okay.
Hey, watch the robe.
Okay, now I push him. What I'm doing here, this is one of the cool things I like about this. There's a lot of stuff on position in this game. So I can push this guy. See, I've got 2 guys that are facing him or where he will be. And if I push him through their, or out of their attack ranges, they will get an attack of opportunity as he goes by. Now that's all assuming I can actually land the push, and he has a 34% physical resistance, so there's a good chance it won't work, but let's try it.
Well,
Oh, it would have been cool if it worked.
Oh, no.
Oh, she's got a nice heal, which will be helpful, no doubt, because,
Later,
wow, I've
then.
got no life. But she also has some other moves, including, a slap, which can also do the push thing.
Fingers crossed.
Let's try it. If it works, the ogre gets a free hit. It did not work. He resisted. If I move out of range,
He'll get the
then he will get a free hit.
So we'll
And I don't necessarily want to give it to him, so... Oh, and there's some fire traps on the ground.
Don't stand on them.
I need to figure out a way to not die to those.
Like,
I think these are the ones that went off like automatically, right?
I think over time.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna go to here.
This is like that thief fight, isn't it?
Well, these guys were... It's been a while since we've been to here. I think these were like... Oh, paladins. Remember the paladins of Fail? I've got Ricochet, but it doesn't actually... They're not clustered enough to make that work.
Hit on that guy.
I'm going to kill the guy who's on the ground.
Okay, well,
Or try to.
The thief should do that.
Okay, the thief doesn't get an extra action because we're back in 1984.
Also, he still has one point. Thief will get his shot.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Well, no, if I move the thief gets hit. I still might move the thief, but...
Fine, just hit this guy then. What else are you gonna do?
Not much. He's gonna come over and backstab anyone? Someone?
Really?
No one. Okay, well... 77 heal. I'm not gonna waste it on that guy. Ranger doesn't do a whole lot of damage anyway, so I'm just gonna melee and finish off this guy before he gets up. When people are knocked down or stunned, they don't get to dodge, so they're a lot easier to hit. Having people dodge your stuff is a pain in the butt and something that's a real struggle in this game, so...
Move up, get your double slap.
Yeah. You know what? If I do my double swing on these two guys, I'll hit the dwarf. But you know...
Dude, really?
Dwarf parried, see?
Dwarf is good with the parry.
Wow,
Often your
37,
ogre,
look at
your
that.
ogre gets better buffs later.
Some real damage there. Do the same thing here and spin. And
Well, then move.
No, I'm not
you don't
doing
want to
it.
hit your wizardess.
I don't want to hit the wizardess, she'll kill her.
Aha! My leadership is leading us to
weak.
victory.
Also, you should move your ranger. Just hit him from... He doesn't have a lot of... whatever.
Oh,
you're doing your double slap?
No, I don't have a double slap. I am doing my burp.
Oh.
And I can do my burp, and... Oh, no, I guess, did he sprint? Did that count as a sprint?
I don't know.
Jesus, that's horrible.
Well, he needs a heal.
He needs a heal, so he's getting healed. At least some things stay the same. I'm gonna move her over here so she's not in anyone's way. Ah, shoot.
And this, oh, look at this. You got hit with slash tendons, except it wasn't
Actually,
you
he
because
got hit, yeah, but...
he just did the crit fail.
But the problem is...
No, she can't shoot. Well, that's okay. She can hit this guy.
Well, actually... I'm gonna move over here. Take the hit to get out of range. Because I'm close enough to these two guys that I can actually ricochet them. There. Actually, it should hit all three if it... No, because it doesn't hit three. It only hits...
Oh, yeah, this is before.
This is before we improved it. Now it hits teammates, too. Oh, my God. These guys are crap right now.
Yeah, they do get way better later.
Hey, I can do an actual legit backstab with a thief. That's always dependable. Wow, it is so hard to go back to not being level 10. Or 11, which is the cap for the DLC. This is all the fire traps exploding. Okay, now the ranger can heal, but only somebody who's close by. And the people who need clearing or healing are not close enough by to make it work, so...
Not without him taking a hit. He's made a pooper too.
He is. He'll get one shot at
Oh,
it.
well, that guy.
I wish I could. I only do 18 points of damage.
Oh.
That's 1/8. Okay, the Ranger never does a lot of damage, but by the end of the game we were at least doing like 50 or 60 or something. This is ridiculous and embarrassing. Okay, this guy. Nope, I can't kill him. But if I do this, at least he gets support from like 47 people, so he's unlikely to miss. I can't kill this guy in one hit, so he'll get a turn either way. I'm going to hit the guy whose back is to me. You can see all of the percentages, the damage you're going to do, and then your percent chance of hitting or missing. All shows up in the tiny numbers over their head, so you can make an informed decision about how you want to attack people. Okay, now the thief is down and unconscious. So we've got 3 turns to get him up, or he's out for the count. Or out for the match.
There are also other factors that knock it up. Like if he were on fire or laying in a trap area or fire, he would actually take extra damage. So you'd only have like sometimes only 1 turn.
Well,
there's times where they actually got killed before you even got a chance to get back to them.
The deal is every time the corpse square takes damage, whether it's by fire or by an AoE effect, it knocks the count down by 1.
Right.
So now it's 3, but if I did an AoE here, it would go down to 2. Whether it's us or the bad guys doing it. Oh boy. Heal's not up. I could potentially kill him, but not very likely. And her heal spell isn't up, so I'd have to get exactly like her max damage. Oh, look, his slash tendons hit him. Oh, he killed his buddy and hurt some of our guys. But the archer, the elf, I keep calling her the archer, can actually get the thief up.
Here's a case of hearts.
And see, now the thief gets up. He has a lasting detrimental effect on him now that can be cured by using an item, a bandage item, out of combat. But whatever his effect is, you can see it there on the... Like, he's injured. So until that status, that heart/status gets fixed, he's going to have -5 in his parrying and -5 in dodge. So the effects can differ. There's a whole bunch of different ones. It can be like, lower max hit points or whatever. But that's why you want to use bandages to get rid of your permanent injuries. Well, permanent is not the right word since they're definitely not permanent, but lasting injuries. Also, if you're playing on Iron Man mode and your guys get killed, they stay dead. So, if that's your type of deal, then go nuts. Me, I don't play on Iron Man mode. Okay, Ranger does crap damage, so he's going to kill the dwarf. All your abilities are on cooldown. They tend to be, like, maybe take 3 or 4 rounds before they come back up. So...
Less of an issue later on also when you have 4 or 5 abilities available to you.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Like, now it's a big deal because I've only got two abilities per... What level are these guys? Level 3? Jesus.
That's so funny.
Yeah, right? The cat is shocked. Now, even if you're not the thief, sometimes it's good to move behind people because you can hit them from behind and you're more likely to hit. I don't know if you necessarily do more damage.
Wow, look at that.
If it works.
Fingers crossed.
He's got 40% physical resistance. It's probably not going to work, but I'm doing it.
We're going to try. Oh, no!
I somehow managed to critically fail it.
Oh,
That's embarrassing.
That's okay. It happens.
Well, I could do my AoE magic and hit just one of the guys.
That's the only one left.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the controls on this, because this is a PC game that was ported to the console, they're really good, but they feel a bit wonky, especially to start. Like, pay a lot of attention to the tutorial at the beginning if you're going to try to play all the way through it on the console, and take some time to get the controls down, especially the parts about free aiming, pressing it on the left stick so you can kind of like move to whatever square you want, and aiming and rotating your guys in place. It's really important in game, but
You get behind him and backstab him. Or
I'm just gonna shoot him from here, I think. But if you don't know it, they don't really teach it to you further down either. So
no, you get that tutorial and you best pay attention.
yeah, yeah.
Like the thief can travel in this area. Is that
Yeah,
right?
see the blue square is his range as far as how far he can move. If I move beyond that, it becomes a sprint and I can't take an action. See?
So you get 2 actions per turn,
Mm-hmm.
which would be a move and a hit, move, or double move, because that's a sprint. You don't get to do anything.
Right.
You can consume a potion. Aren't you gonna
If you move next
aren't
to a
you
wall,
gonna
you're in cover.
stab him?
Yeah. And yeah, you can stick items on your belt, like potions and stuff, but if you don't stick it on your belt, you don't have access to it during that fight. So, it's, you can have all the potions in the world, but you may not be able to use them, so...
Also, at the end of the battle, you have the option of then going to the local pub to rest for the night, and it gets increasing. I think the first one was 100, 150, 200, or you can either...
The higher your chapter, the more it costs to
up.
rest.
And then you have to, or you can just heal with. This is stuff he got for this. So
Look
go
at
ahead
this actual loot. Oh my god, it's so
funny.
bad quality, but I'm sure I need all of it.
I'm sure it's better than what you were given. You can repair yourself after your okay. Collect this if you're done with it. Close this out. You can see blah blah blah, and then you gather up here.
Well, there was nothing under those suits of armor.
They were
Yeah.
naked under their clothes, too.
Huh.
Cursed knights
my
are
gosh.
spectral minions, slaves to some powerful wizards. Or
my
worse.
God.
Well, then why didn't we give him the amulet?
If those evil beings want to take this cursed object from us, it must mean it's important. A hidden quest, perhaps?
Hidden quester with a lot of
So
experience.
funny.
See, it's very, like, fourth wall
Well, looky
breaking.
here. Looks like you've
They're all
made a
about
fine mess
subquest
again.
experience.
Jen
Luckily,
Hitcher.
only bits of armor to
Jen
clean
Hitcher.
up this time.
Genos Hitor, the
Sorry.
He's the
It seems that
janitor,
everyone
and
wants
he's
us
like,
dead.
"Why are you
You need
making
to
so
get
much of a
paranoid.
mess?"
It's part of my job as
Anyway,
adventurers.
after
If I can't
the
clean up
fight,
faster than you splatter
typically,
corpses
A,
around,
you should
Xandar is
save
going to
it.
be
We
furious.
learned
Who is this
we crashed a
Xandar?
few
The
times.
dungeon
So
master.
Yeah.
anytime you
obviously.
do
Oh,
something
wait a minute.
major,
We were
just
told this
save
place
it.
was run
Yep.
by a
If you've
co-op.
traveled a
Oh,
distance,
right.
if you've gone
And yet,
through and
I have
upgraded
strange
all of
memories
your
about this
stuff.
Xandar.
So
Well, I have work
first
to
thing,
do.
you
Gotta
finish
get
a
information
fight,
on him, too.
save it,
But first, we gotta find out what we're gonna do about that
do
cursed
all your
amulet.
heals
The plot
and
thickens,
new
so it
equipment,
seems.
level up if you leveled up,
Mm-hmm.
save
He
it.
says
Save it
that
again.
You have to
Yep.
mix the
And then
gravy
go
with
on
flour to
and-
make it thicken.
We became very, like, you just have to do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's worth mentioning that the game is one pretty big dungeon, but it's not a roguelike. Like, I think when I first saw this, I assumed it was going to be randomly generated. My expectations were actually pretty low. But it's a really fun game.
I just
It's
thought it looked too fun.
very well done. It's clever. It's funny. Like, the whole comedy RPG thing hasn't really been done to death, so it was kind of cool to see. And on top of the fun, kind of unusual comedy aspect of it, the parody thing, it really has a well-constructed turn-based RPG
Oh
at its
yeah,
core.
I mean it's not like you just go click, 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 and done. Yeah,
Mhm.
you have to go through it, and the farther along you go, the harder it becomes, and
Yeah, we're not playing on Nightmare mode, and we had to replay plenty of fights, so...
Oh, yeah.
Third chapter,
And the,
tricks at the tavern.
huh.
For an
Okay,
adventurer, there are
now,
few
this
places
is
more
why we
important than a
didn't- we had
tavern.
to go through that
It's a good
fight.
spot to recruit
You didn't get the
companions,
opportunity
find
to sa-
work,
did you
Nope.
do
save it?
business,
It didn't give me the chance
or
to
else
save.
weave
See,
plots
this
and
is the
plan
issue.
expeditions
Yeah.
to distant lands
And
with
this is where you
fabulous
get to pick.
treasures. But most of the time, it's
We
just
have
somewhere
now
to get totally
practiced
shit-faced.
with
Like my beard, we're
the
back at the
The
tavern.
three optional
minstrel-
characters.
minstrel,
This
minstrel,
situation
the
might
paladin,
already
and
smell
the
stale
priestess.
to the player.
Who's
You
the
mean it
healer?
smells
Yeah.
ale?
Okay.
It's a tavern.
We went with the paladin.
we've
I
learned
enjoyed
more
We did.
I enjoyed
things.
having the
Two of us were replaced by evil
extra-
doubles.
We can't
Tank.
get rid of this stinking amulet.
yeah the
She
extra
has
hitter as
heavy
opposed
armor.
List of evil beings.
as
Gotta
opposed
think
to
about
I
this.
don't know what
We'll get
the-
much further on the quest for the statuette If we
What?
keep dragging
Lots of
around
bard.
this amulet
I
with
don't
all these
know.
monsters on
I
our
feel
ass.
I don't know
We've
what
also
he would have
learned
brought
that
to the
there's a
party.
janitor
Healer's
that
a
works
healer,
here, so it's important
but
to keep this
between
place clean.
Bards are always
We
a
should pick
tough
up
sell.
after ourselves and not leave
but
trash lying
between
around.
the
Good
elf,
idea.
the
Let's
ranger,
toss
and
you
the
with the rest of
wizardess
the
who
trash.
have
I'm
natural
not the one
heals
reeking of
built
sweat
in,
and air, you
plus
walking ball of doo-doo.
I'd rather smell like ale than
everyone
pony
had
shampoo.
potions on their
Just shut up,
belts.
will you? Personal hygiene aside, we should
Another
investigate this
healer
Zangdar
seems
guy
sort
the
of
janitor was talking about.
Not
Maybe he's linked to
necessary.
the
There were
amulet.
Well,
a few fights where we're like, man, wish we had a healer.
That
But
said,
then,
I'm going for a healer this time.
well, yeah,
I
I
would like
suspect.
a love
As
for healer.
what's the? I'm not
Justice
sure what the
doesn't wait.
minstrel brings. to the
Minstrel.
party.
He brings a guitar, so that way when you lose because of him, he can sing about it.
I would be
He composes a rousing ballad about the time your party got massacred.
Yeah, no, we're doing
nook and
the-
cranny of this land.
what is she
La 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 la.
The priestess.
Priestess.
He's elegant and he
I'm
smells
sorry,
good.
because we got
Go get it, Lurk, you
wizardess.
stupid bimbo.
Yep.
Priestess.
Wizardess, voiced by
He
Felicia
says he
Day, by
likes
the
the
way.
minstrel.
Awesome.
I'm surprised you
Great
mixed with such
translation in
sketchy
this game. Like,
characters.
overall,
Nevertheless, if
they
you have an
really
ounce
did
of
well,
common
considering
sense,
this is a
Originally French, by the by.
originally French, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
apparently the
totally
whole Dungeon of
bend our rules.
Nabenek
It's a
is
Naheulbeuk.
Naheulbeuk is a
Sometimes my whole
French
body gets
what audiobook,
sore
some sort of audio drama
Here he
thing
goes
podcast
again.
Well, I mean,
that's
this
that's
is no easy
big in
choice.
France. So this is based on an existing
You
something.
crazy?
Um,
Our
And
shelves
again,
are moving
original
small enough
PC,
already.
but ported to
So?
PlayStation,
If I ever
and
compare
Yeah.
lovely
individual
job there.
proportions with
Yeah,
the
great
size
job.
of the moving average of
and
XP,
they're
acquired by the
and
additional
we're talking
purchase
over it right now, but if you
Is that clear?
listen to
Explain
their
like I'm five.
You divide the
Yeah.
profits
Stuff,
and
it's-
you
they're really
multiply
funny.
trouble.
We could use them
It
as
really
companions.
is. It's cute.
This dungeon is way more difficult than we anticipated.
Warning, this choice is permanent till the end of the game.
Permanent to the end of the
and
game.
here's where we had to choose and started our separate.
You can choose
save.
no one. Just be
I don't know.
brassy
that you
and yeah, you can.
can- interesting.
You can not have an extra member.
I really think that the priestess has a nice set of, let's say, vital assets.
The ranger does get a
I'll
bit
gladly join
distracted
your
by,
merry flock of
Yep.
shoddy but promising
some
peasants.
things.
This is gonna be a long day.
Why do the boys turn red when they look at her?
It's getting hot in here.
What are you talking about? I'd already be naked if it were hot.
Focused, stay focused.
Well then, now that we're back together again, let's find a way to get rid of this amulet.
Let's go to the VIP room. The adepts of the arcane arts must surely be done with their little snack.
It's a fancy word for grub.
So here you go. Now
There you go. Okay,
Okay.
finally we can move around.
and save.
Save.
Before talking.
That's a great
And
idea. In
we will
fact, I'm
make
just going to make a new save
save.
slot, so this can be our priestess
It'll
slot.
be priestess. You have to put it- There you go. Priestess. There she is up there.
There we go. Wow. Now, first things first, do healing, and because I'm,
Low level, you can do it for cheap.
by the way, another thing worth mentioning, whenever you're close enough to two people, instead of trying to, like, angle it so you just get one of them in frame, just hit the triangle button and it'll cycle through all the available targets.
Handy to note. As the cat has informed us.
Oh,
What?
it's only 100. I'm totally
Showing up.
resting
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but 100 now is a lot.
It probably is, but I'm
But-
impatient.
That's understandable. But you can show the gear and stuff.
Okay, yeah, let's check out. Okay, we got some gear from that last fight. There were some weapons, and we can just kind of go through it.
Did you also level?
Sturdier.
Possibly. Probably. We're level 3 for crying
Oh
out
my
loud.
goodness.
Okay, so here's the main map. You can see it's split over. The entire game is... How big is the tower? Like 8 levels, 8 main levels, a couple of basements, and a few other maps too. So probably like maybe 12 levels overall, and they're all about this size to give you an idea of sort of the scope of what you're dealing with.
I'm laughing because I'm considering every time you open the map, and I don't know if it didn't happen here, but like one of them will make a comment. The thief's like, "You should always note your exits," and the elf is like, "Oh, what a pretty drawing! What is it?"
It's very cute. I love it.
She's awesome. I'm sorry, baby.
Wow, that was a cat noise.
Yeah,
That was
that's
strange.
the cat, not us. She's not feeling well, unfortunately.
But they do have really cute kind of text and dialogue that flavor stuff and weight animations and things like that. That's worth checking out. So here's like the
Ow, why are you biting me?
here's the weapons that you've got, and like for the barbarian. Whoop, switched off there by accident. Okay, so like we got this new sword for the barbarian. Let's go check out what he's got.
It's my boots.
You can compare it easily enough. You can see that this one's it's the same rarity. It's got, see the brown background, the bronze background there.
Right.
Means it's the same rarity as the other ones. So let's see, the new one, the stats for the new one are on the right, and the stats for the old one are on the left. So it does more damage. It doesn't have the precision bonus, and the crit stuff is the same. So I like more damage, especially at this low range.
What about the precision, no?
Yeah, precision's handy. That's your chance to hit. But I definitely want more damage when I'm doing 30 points. An extra 4 points is a big deal.
I don't know what your belt is holding. It's got a regular potion and what's that other potion?
Oh, that's something that I'm going to switch off of. Like a mana potion or something?
Oh, there it is. It's a
antidote. I think I was using an antidote there.
I think you were just out of potions at one point.
Well, you know, this is early enough in the game that might be helpful.
There you go.
Put on some bombs.
Also, show the part where you discovered the autofill on your potions.
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't find this out until way late in the game, and you have to kind of manually restock potions all the time. It was driving us nuts. But there's auto-refill belts. Turn that on and confirm changes, and then whenever you use potions in combat...
And again, save it.
Whenever you come out of it, then you automatically, any potions you used will be put back on your belt with the same type of potion.
So if you want to change it, you have to change it. But if you like the same thing, then you're good to go. The picnic loincloth, that's our buddy.
Okay, that's the ogre. And that's a straight improvement. You can tell is the first level is the gray background, and the bronze background is the second. So still no protection to it, but it's got physical impact a buff to that, so he punches for more. Honestly, if I'm being objective about it, the physical resistance is about as good as physical impact, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because physical impact is the stat that would have helped me push that guy in the last fight that didn't quite pan out, so yeah.
And then your cane. So, our ranger who started this whole thing is a chair caner.
Yes.
And he decided to become an adventurer, so there are many references to his being a chair caner.
That's old gear. Apparently, you have to learn a skill before your ogre can have hammers, and I haven't learned that skill yet, so...
You might know if he didn't know. It's just
I don't think he did, yeah. And then he's got better stabby things, daggers. Oh, and we got this belt. Let's see, we've got a better belt. One slot.
What do you want, peasant?
Crap, what a mess.
Look at everyone's... Oh, no, they're on
This one's a lot better.
Yeah.
It cuts into his movement a bit, but it gives him a lot more protection and parry. Since he usually uses a bow, at least when we're playing him, you can spec him either way. I think this would be pretty good for him.
There you go.
And now these two are the generic belts that we can sell at the end, the bar over there, any shop.
And then you can go over the skill tree real quick with her.
Okay. And now if we're looking at, like, the elf, we've got enough XP to level her to 4 now. So what you've got is your stats here. Your major stats are up top, and every time you level, you get a certain number of points to improve them with. At this point, it's 2. By the time you get to the high end, it gets to be 4 per level. But you kind of pick what you want to improve, and it tells you that each of the major stats will also benefit some of these minor stats in a degree. So if I add 1 to agility, for instance, you'll see her physical precision goes up. That's her chance to hit, as well as her dodge, which is her chance to dodge incoming attacks. So the major skills kind of break out into the minor skills. A couple of things that you can't really impact from leveling this are your movement or your crit chance. So the only real way to improve those is by doing the other half of the skill tree here. So yeah, first let's just go ahead and give her 1 in agility and 1 into give her constitution because she's got like no hit points. Strength actually only affects your melee attacks, and if she's hitting with a sword, things have gone wrong. So
okay, so then over here in the
we're switching to the trees. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, active skills.
Now here's, you can pick one active skill and 1 passive skill. The active skills are your special attacks. Right now I've got a heal move and this ricochet, which bounces around and hits guys near him. I can either learn a new one, like Long Shot, which is a single target long range attack, which is pretty good, or this one here, which is a slightly weaker attack that gives the slash tendons effect on the enemies. and that one makes it harder for them to move around. They can still do it, they just take
Did we
damage
ever
to
do
it.
that one?
No, we
I
didn't.
don't think we ever did that one.
Yeah, I think we decided it was garbage.
Well, I think the next one you did was either your long shot or you can go over other stuff too. But long shot or the let's not hit our party members with a ricochet.
I think that one would be a good choice. But there's also this cheer choice, which is a single target buff that it has some decent range on it. But we never went for this one either.
Because single target.
Yes, single target buffs. You level out of buffs pretty quick in this game. Like the overall the buff skills, like we found it wasn't best to put a lot of time or points into them because by the time you hit level 5 or so, like you're almost always going to be wanting doing damage skills instead of buffing people or debuffing enemies.
The one exception is the ranger, who's always first, and he's got a whole, no matter how you're clustered or separated, buff the party defensive buff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pleasant.
So I went with improving yellow and ricochet. Before, it would hit 3 targets, and the targets, once aside from the first guy, they could be a friend, a foe, or a destructible tile. So pretty much anything. You have no idea what it's going to be. Now that I've improved it, we know it's not going to be allies. It can only be destructible, like, obstacles, or it can be enemies. So it's
That's a
big...
helpful thing to
It makes it a lot easier to hit stuff, yeah.
And then passive skills.
Passive skills. Yeah, this one is... Let's see, if she's shooting from behind cover.
What's the bow over there? Yeah, that one.
5% precision when shooting with a bow, that would be excellent
just
for
like
her.
Straight up.
Or 3 impact for melee and ranged attacks. You know, impact's not the greatest for her, especially since she's not really knocking stuff down. Swift-footed, automatic dodges the first attack of opportunity. That's really good for her. It lets her move out of range of people that have gone next to her.
Yeah, it's not the worst.
I think I'm going to do that, actually.
Sure, go for it.
Although after that, this 5% precision is definitely on the menu.
And now, if he wanted to change any of this, he hasn't hit the square down there on the left. It shows the confirm changes. So
yeah, you can change your mind.
Still change your mind
up until you
of the things you just assigned until you hit confirm changes.
And lock it in.
There you go.
There you go.
So that's skill setting. You've seen a battle.
That's actually most of the game in a nutshell. The levels are cool. The story's just a real hoot. And mechanically, it's got a really solid core. It was fun. We played like I said, we put, 70 hours into it at least.
A lot of time.
And we never really got bored of it. It was always like, oh, cool, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, we played it steady for a very long time.
Oh, and if you're wondering about the DLC, it's basically a chapter at the end of the main game. So, on the title screen, you have the option to launch the DLC and jump straight into it. Don't do it until you've actually beaten the game. Just go ahead, play the game normal, and then it'll start you in the DLC after you finish the main story.
So, little side quest where they were... Oh my goodness, that's our cat.
Here, chickens look like anemic goats.
And
yes, like goblins.
Say that again,
But
you
She's
crook.
apparently not a fan of this game.
You scoundrel.
But
is over those chickens.
I am, however. I love this game. I think it's great, and I think everyone should play it.
Yes, I'm trying to think of... I was going to say, there's all sorts of stuff we could show about it, but...
Take it or leave it.
There's lots of
That costs
quests,
a nominal
side
egg.
quests, and so
This
forth.
is
Oh my
a
goodness.
quality
Yeah.
product.
And they're just really
Yeah, you mean
funny.
top
I was
drawer
going to show
armed robbery.
if you
Take it or leave
talk
it.
to this guy here, you could have gone
Swindler,
inside and
Poisoner,
checked the
amateur de
bookshelf.
merde,
There's a bookshelf
counter
inside
boy,
there.
conjurer
Yeah.
of cheap tricks.
short order cook.
Yeah, the books you find are here.
Go through it, go in here, you can show book.
Well, I can show you a bookcase at least.
Yeah.
Basically, you find books, whether it's in treasure chests or by fighting monsters.
That's what I wanted to talk about. So there are... Go ahead. You can finish your book stories, but...
You have to get all of the books in a set and then find the bookcase, the bookshelf that belongs to that set. And when you put them all on the set at once, you get a permanent party buff, like, +2 to precision
Sometimes
for the
it
entire
is
group.
To a person, it doesn't like... I thought like a wizard has had one or something.
Yeah, it can
Like,
also be a single, but often it's to the whole party.
If you look on the map, you can find the bookcases, bookshelves on the... It shows there they are.
Yeah, you can
But
see
they
the
don't always
bookshelves there.
transfer to the right floor.
Mhm.
So, but at any rate,
In this case, they do.
those 3 are there. Now, there is a library that you get to, and as part of a quest. And once you finish in the library and you leave, you cannot go back in there. So if you did not get all of your books in the bookcase there, or all the quests done in the library, there's one main quest that you have to do to proceed through the library and leave. But once you leave, you are done there and you cannot go back in. So make sure you find all of those books. And it was a trigger one puzzle that we missed, and we're left the library, and then we're kicking ourselves and
by all of Mariakia's
we missed it.
trumpets.
So
Though,
do that. Multiple
on.
saves. Also,
Hey,
you can
you.
save in the
Do you
middle of
feel
a fight.
sleepy?
So you might notice that we have a save that says
No.
fight,
I mean,
Yeah.
and we
Should I
specifically
be?
do that save when we're in the
the
middle,
curse
because
of gloom
sometimes
is
lunch break
spreading
would
all
happen
over.
and we'd have to
We're all gonna
save
fall
it
into
and
eternal
get back
slumber.
to work.
It's
So,
a turn-based RPG, so the longer ones can take, an hour or
almost
so.
an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, the higher up you go, I mean,
Keep the
that
blood in
last
your
fight had
nose.
4 people, and I was like,
What's this about a
4?
curse?
Jiminese,
There
we
was a
found
hole up at the
17,
end.
Yeah.
20,
Because of the
especially when they have
The
ones where you can
rookies.
call in
Young
recruits.
recruits who were
So
patrolling. We've been hiring
each
so many of them.
turn,
You can't really
or
train
every,
them
like
you
every
should.
other round,
We've had a
they'll
lot of
pull
casualties.
in anywhere
not
from
sure I
like 2 to
understand.
5 more
Dad,
people to
I
join
must
in the
stay
fight.
awake.
So
Yeah.
you can end up in a pretty long fight.
A really long marathon battle, potentially.
will help you
So-
get through this plebeian torpor.
Ah,
Oh, see, that's new.
that is new.
See, we haven't seen there before, so.
Okay. I must admit it helped.
kinda fun.
Anyways, there was a
It's
quarrel
fun.
between the
So let's
recruits
see,
and
the
Dwell's
saving
clergy.
lunches,
Delano,
don't leave the
god of
library,
slumber
and
and
it seems
boredom.
like there was a, what was the other place that you could get
Oh, in the DLC, actually.
I told you,
Um,
the rookies
there was,
disturbed the
one of the
lazy ass's
subquests
nap,
is glitched.
Then cursed the
Um,
whole
You
dungeon.
need to talk to the guy in the bar before you
Yeah.
sort of explore the area.
Find the bar and get the troll subquest before you explore past
It's
the
over
bar
by
and
the-
do the
it's-
riddle well.
There's
The
a
riddle.
well, there's a well,
He
and
fell
it's
asleep.
next to that.
We should
Yeah.
Just don't
learn more
interact
about
with
this
that until you
curse.
do the bar
Until you
first.
start the troll quest.
To stay awake.
Yeah,
And then
we got
was
that
there
glitch. We
different
couldn't
other,
finish it.
Was there different? I was trying to think of aside from the library. Was there someplace else? It seemed like there was one other place that once you leave, you couldn't.
Oh yeah,
go back.
there's actually plenty of other
There's
places.
lots of places.
If
like
you look
that.
at the map, basically, the areas that aren't numbered floors, are often, very
Or you
often,
can show it go show the
areas that you can't get back to.
elevator. If you show the elevator, yeah. Each.
Why would I show the elevator?
Oh, and these guys, these statues was the other thing.
Oh, this is part of a.
This is at
well,
the
not this,
way
these particular
end,
statues.
but there are statues that you can turn, and
Yeah.
you will turn way at the end of the game. You will have to go around and turn all of those statues.
Yeah. I think at this point they want us to go fight those the priests of Dull, which
Well,
is up north, but we're not gonna do that.
no,
just
I
yet.
thought you were gonna go over the elevator, show the floors there.
Okay, you can see the floors from the map.
Well, yeah, but no, you can't.
Okay, and the elevator.
Are they all open? How many floors are you showing on your map? 'Cause
Like
it seems
2?
Yeah, there's 2.
Yeah,
As
how many
opposed
do you
to-
think are gonna be in the elevator?
Well, it shows the list of them all.
Hey,
More than
you
one.
guys have made yourselves quite the reputation.
Really?
Oh,
Are we
Melvin.
famous?
Damn right. You rid the dungeon of the evil dwarf. That ain't nothing.
And the
It's
evil
not
thief, too.
Oh, was there a guy like that? We didn't notice.
This is so unfair.
Anyway, I'm glad to see that you're still going strong. Say, I heard you take on small jobs.
If the price is right.
If there's a fight.
Hold up, I got a small errand. I need to go to the basement to fetch a case of wine.
Need some help drinking it?
Nah, it's just that I'm busy right now and the basement's full of rats. No good. So I thought, if you happen to pass through the cellar, maybe you could bring a case back to me. I'll offer you a drink. Even better, I'll give you a whole bottle.
What a glorious quest.
Come on, killing rats, carrying wine. It's right up our alley.
He said basement, not an alley.
Oh, good. Just kill me now.
I mean, don't put yourselves out. Just in
That's
case, I'll lend you the key to the
The
cellar.
dwarf and the elf
see
are
what we can do for you.
particularly snarky with each other, and it's really fun.
It can be slightly corny at times, but overall it's really good.
So here's a list of these floors. There are others as well, but
Like 3.
more.
Yeah, there's floors
like,
below. There's
but
a second
1,
basement.
2, 3, 4,
And and there's
yeah.
a couple others that are kind of instance that you'll
there's the whole,
go to, like the library that you'll go to and you can't get back. So
right, and like floor 3 that's not on here, but it's around.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sub other area that has a specific battle run for one of the 3 that you choose.
The
wizard
sub-basement. Yeah, or the
wizard
minstrel
the
or the
paladin,
priestess.
yeah.
Yeah, each of the optional characters has their own sub-quest. So
No, wizard, again, not wizardess, priestess. Priestess, paladin, or minstrel, each has their own little
and
thing that you can go to.
they also have their own trophy, so if you're trying to like platinum this game, you'd have to play at least through up to that point 3 times for each character. Oh, and an Iron Man playthrough, which is just not going to happen for us. I don't like permadeath, thank you.
No.
Especially how much we died in this game. We were playing it on normal, and we still lose characters a lot. Like, people fall down a bunch. And if you're playing Iron Man, like, if they're dead, they're dead. So...
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, no thanks.
It was... And early on, we had trouble, you know, it did happen a couple times that we'd finish a fight with somebody knocked out. But later on... You know,
Naheulbeuk's Inn is renowned throughout the land of Fang. Our specialty is beer and bear stew.
And such. We didn't talk about those purple ones on the left, but there's a... when you do the fight, down on the bottom left, there's a purple gauge over there, and that's every time you basically whiff, you get it builds it up.
This is such a cool system. It's the blessings of, like, the god of crappy luck. And, yeah, every time you miss, like, when you should have hit, or if you get, like, a critical miss... Or if the enemy gets a critical hit, basically any time where the dice screw you, you get the consolation prize of having your purple gauge in the bottom left corner go up. And when it fills up, you can do various effects that are really cool.
Yeah, each one has its own thing, and I should have had you pointed out when we were fighting there. But it's got some. But if you leave it really, if you get it fill all the way, and it's a particularly tough battle, you can. It heals like 6 of the party.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's benefits.
It can make a huge difference in a fight.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's a really kind of cool consolation prize, because if you whiff 3 times in a row, you're like, oh, you just want to throw the controller. But hey, your purple gauge is up now, so you can do something cool.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's about that. Make sure you finish in the library. That was one of my biggest disappointments, was places that you couldn't.
Yeah.
That you couldn't.
Couldn't go back to.
Back in.
Yeah, but this is an excellent game. Strongly recommend it. Yeah. The publisher of this game is known for making crap. This is by far the best game they've ever made.
That's harsh.
It is a bit, and I've actually enjoyed quite a few of their games. I'm not saying don't play any of their games, but if you look at their stuff, you know, they tend to make crap. That said, this one's totally different. This one's amazing. It's excellent. We really enjoyed it.
Yes, I stumbled across it and was like, it seems right up our alley, I'm going to get it. And he was like, really? And I was like, come on, Anna, check it out. Come on, let's check it out.
Yeah.
And we got hooked for hours and hours and hours.
Oh my gosh, we played it for weeks. Yeah.
So, yes, please do enjoy it. And thanks for joining us.
See you next time.